Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Me, Siti Rafida binti Umdan, and my friends are students from University Malaysia Sabah, UMS, are doing group video project of subject Business Information System BT22103 taught by Sir Yuzaini Janil. In this video, we're gonna present about how do ICT or IS assist in overcoming these barriers to growth of SME in Malaysia. Before I start my presentation, let me tell you what will you get in my part. First is you will know what is SME and the example, and you will know the ICT and the benefits of ICT in business. Without wasting time, let's get started. First of all, what is SME? As you can see here, SME stands for Small and Medium Enterprise. It is a business that whose personnel numbers fall below certain limits. Each firms employing less than 250 employees and account for 95% is of all business. Here is some example of SME in Malaysia. Bericap Malaysia Sdn Bhd and Bestari Sales and Marketing Sdn Bhd. Now, I'm gonna talk about ICT or Information and Communication Technology. ICT refers to technologies that provide access to information through telecommunication. There are many types of ICT skills, such as email management and setup. It is able to effectively and successfully communicate via email is critical to any job. For example, Fran, Zuhumail, and many more. Next is online research. Almost every job requires at least some online research. For example, checking source, crediting source, online forums, and many more. Furthermore, data management and queries. It is able to analyze the data and recognize the trend and patterns such as filters, quantitative analysis, and many more. ICT skills could also include the ability to use all the communication technologies such as telephones, radio, and television. Dear friends, do we notice that ICT actually have benefits in business? First is IT improve communication. People out there, especially employees, can get a response from colleagues within a matter of seconds through smartphone or social media. Next is IT can encourage strategic thinking. Workers can take in the information share and create better strategy that lead to more effective planning. Lastly is IT can cut costs. It is ability to keep money in your company's bank account. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Naveen Kumar Analaki Morgan, and today I want to talk about barriers to growth of SME in Malaysia. The first barrier is financial issues. According to the Ministry of Finance Economic Report 2019 and 2020, access to financing continues to be a challenge for small and medium enterprises, which is SMEs, and startups due mainly to inaccurate cash flow. The first financial issue is lack of work capital. Technically, working capital refers to your asset and liabilities. According to BSN, Bank Simpanan Nasional, small businesses portal, they have recommend keeping your working capital ratio up to date to make sure you don't overextend yourself. To manage working capital effectively, small business owners should focus on amount of cash and credit they have available while keeping an eye on account payable coming due soon. What are the things happen when you lack of working capital? First, you can't pay your bills. Second, you might lose suppliers. Third, later orders to customers. And then, employees don't get paid and even you don't get paid. During capital shortfalls, consider having a sale to bring quick cash. You have to look for assets you can sell to bring an extra money, which brings to a lack of working capitals. In this second slide, you can see another two financial issues. The first one is lack of knowledge in managing financial resources. Lack of knowledge in managing financial resources will not able to detail plan in fund management and lack of accurate prediction of funds demand. The production and businesses operation activities restricted by the market were poorly planned. As the production plan was not so sure, financial officers will fail to predict the funds demand accurately and lack financing not in place. Unclear financing channels cause high cost of capital. So, as a manager, if we don't have enough knowledge and don't acknowledge ways to raise capital, then they bought materials on credit, requests for advance to demand side, and borrowed from banks when facing cash flow difficulties, it will increase the burden of their own SMEs. The third one is unaware of government financial aids. The government support services are provided especially to assist Malaysians where their entrepreneurship capabilities and business performances are far behind other international businesses in Malaysia. Without government intervention, it is almost impossible for them to compete. This is especially true for new setup or startup business entities, which are known to have difficulties to acquire facilities and support from private institutions, which is operated on profit-making basis only. With a wide range of services provided, supposedly the Malaysian SMEs should fully utilize them and enjoy the benefits. Surprisingly, studies shows that the services are underutilized. According to Abdul Aziz Faizo, which he stated on 2009, to obtain financial support, Malaysian SMEs prefer to deal with commercial bank over the development banks. Last but not least, the third slide shows us the fourth financial issues, which is unsecuring initial fundings. The failure of many new businesses can be directly tied to initial undercapitalization. For those who wondering what is undercapitalization stands for scenario occurs when a company does not have a sufficient capital to conduct normal businesses operations and pay creditors. This can occur when a company is not generating enough cash flow or is unable to access forms of financing such as debt or equity. Having a great idea is not enough to ensure the company will survive. In some cases, businesses fail to launch because the owners run out of funds. Reasons that businesses are undercapitalized include: the first one is poor planning. Failure to plan business expenses is one of the sure way to guarantee that a company will collapse, sometimes before it officially opens for businesses. All businesses benefit from a comprehensive business plan. This business plan should include finance projections that take into consideration startup costs, operating costs, taxes and fees, emergence expenses, and estimated revenues. If the projections show that the businesses will struggle to break even within a reasonable amount of time, or it won't have a cash needed to meet necessary expenses, reconsider your plans. The second one, expenses. Even entrepreneurs who do their due diligence and create reasonable financing projections nonetheless struggle to pay for unfrozen expenses. In the early stage of the business, even a relatively small expenses that is not accounted for in the company's budget can make it difficult to pay bills or make a payroll. The third one, business startup delays. Many businesses encounter delays while getting started. These delays may not be caused by any mistake made by the owners. Licenses, permits, and construction issues are often out of an entrepreneur's control. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jovania Jelis. I want to present about human resource aspect of our main topic, which is the barriers to growth of SME in Malaysia. First of all, the lack of skill and knowledge worker is one of the main problem hindering SME growth. Because for SME, hiring a best worker expensive and costly. This main problem become a long-standing problem faced by SME. Not only that, SME also unable to develop their employee skill due to the limited number of employees in SME. And for SMEs, sending their employee to training is costly. Next is SME shortage of employee. As what I said before, hiring a good and experienced worker is costly for SME. So SME can hire more employees in their company. In addition, in common, SME only hire minimal worker to cut costs to pay the salary for their worker. Because of this shortage of employees often do many tasks in one time, and this leads SME to another problem, which is the high turnover among the employees. This problem gives negative effect to SME growth because this requires a lot of expenses for SME because they have to spend on hiring and pay high costs for training for their new employee. In addition, deal with reduced productivity, increase consumer query time, and this leads to the loss of sales and business opportunity for SME. The last one is poor discipline among the employee. Because SME save costs to pay employee salary, they only can afford to pay inexperienced employee, and these inexperienced employee often have a poor discipline in workplace.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Subal and I'm going to present about marketing strategies barriers to growth in SME, or we call it small medium businesses in Malaysia. Okay, the first barriers that we have is some small businesses, they are not using social media to promote. This is because they want immediate result, because they think that using social media to promote, they need to do a long-term promotional, which they need to gain large number of followers in the social media to promote and to boost up their businesses. And also that they don't understand the benefit that the social media provide, like the power that social media have to connect the businesses or the company directly to the target market. And some of them are still merely using traditional marketing such as word of mouth rather than using social media network. Okay, the second barriers that we have is lack of promotional strategies, which example like distributing brochure, business card, banner or signboard. This promotional strategy, we call it traditional marketing. Okay, some of the small businesses, they never distribute any brochure, business card, banner and signboard, and this promotional strategy might be expensive but not really effective, and it is harder for the businesses to target the audience by using this traditional marketing. The third barriers that we have is lack of creative content in the advertisement. Okay, first one is the lack of elaboration of product or services. As we can see, some of the advertisement, they do it simple yet not elaboration of the product and services. And we can see also in social media, the advertisement are lack of aesthetically appealing, like verbal, visual or sound element, and they have lack of unique ideas also. Okay, how can IT or ICT help with this barrier? For social media promotion, ICT can allow the marketer to communicate directly with group or even individual consumer. This we can take an example like Facebook Live or Facebook broadcast, where they communicate directly with the customer there. And then benefit of ICT is global marketing. They also can connect with audience through social listening. The most important thing, it is low cost for operation. While benefits promotional strategies, the ICT will drill down the demographic to accurately reach the target market through the data. And we can see that now the print ads are evolving in the mobile penetration, and also the direct mail score on creativity, personalizing and targeting a particular audience. The last one is the ICT benefit to create creative content in the advertisement. Okay, ICT, they provide a website or platform to promote product better, and then they create compelling and engaging brand experiences. As we can see also, ICT provide many tools to create a creative content in the advertisement. As example, the most simple one is Canva. In Canva website or the apps, we can see or we can do easily brochure, poster, or any flyers easily in the.
Hello, I'm Ivy Joachim, and I will cover the next discussion, that is facilities, appliances, and layout. Before we move any further, what is facilities, appliance, and layout? Well, facility is equipment or place that have specific purpose. For appliance, it is a device or equipment that are designed to perform specific work or job. For layout, it is something arranged or laid out. So what kind of barriers that SMEs face on facilities, appliances, and layout in Malaysia? This is the list of the barriers that are, well, we can say it's very common for SMEs in Malaysia. That is small spaces, lack of commercial kitchen appliances, and also customer feel uncomfortable with the shop layout. Small space can cause overcrowded, overstocked cabinet, and also job dissatisfaction. Well, employee of course will feel awkward with being too close with each other. And also, it will cause them to spend more time in searching for document or file in an overcrowded cabinet. Employee can feel more stress with the crowded situation because of the lack of personal space, and this will cause the company to lose their employee. Lack of commercial kitchen appliances can lead to a longer lunch hours, because employee will search for food or eat lunch outside of the company. And also it can cause productivity decline, and busy peak mean less time to eat. This will definitely affect the employee health. The final one is customer uncomfortable with the shop layout. This can cause customer traffic, as the customer will spend more time in front of the layout to understand them. It also can cause the shop to lose their customer, as they do not understand how to get somewhere or how to get things that they need. This usually happen to the customer that are in hurry, and it's also challenging to navigate. So how can IT or ICT help with this barrier? For small space, the benefit that the IT or ICT can bring is reduce the use of papers and files for record. It can help employee to access facilities anywhere without using much energy, and also it can save more time. For example, like smart task, meeting room, cloud storage, and smart control system. Lack of commercial kitchen appliances. The benefit that IT or ICT can bring is it helps to short the time for employee to obtain food for lunch. It can save them time to find food, and employee can also have food anytime that they want. For example, like online food delivery, they are widely used by worker or employees nowadays. So what kind of benefit that IT or ICT will bring to the customer that feel uncomfortable with the shop layout? Well, it do help client to search things that they need faster, and it also give faster and clearer direction for the customer and catch customer interest more. The customer can find the item or the things that they need by themselves through the layout. Where the department, where the section, they give more access to the client to know where the place in instant. Next is give faster and clearer direction. For example, like tourists, when they came to some shop, if they came like a specific shop, they don't know how to speak in different language other than theirs. The worker also cannot talk in their language, so it's kind of like a communication barrier happen there. Rather than having a communication barrier with the worker, they can actually refer to the digital layout, and digital layout also can catch customer interest faster. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello guys. Before starting my discussion point, there is how do ICT assist SME in problem with supplier? May I ask you guys one question is, how can ICT help SME develop? For my opinion, in the fact of the threat of the new coronavirus, the in the current market is facing its worst crisis since 1929, with many shops being forced to shut down everywhere. In addition to employment issues, COVID-19 also affects housing and land price and community production and service. So how can ICT help SME develop? I think that the first is ICT help SME in improve. First is improve efficient. Second, increase productivity. Third, improve customer relation. Fourth is ICT help SME to increase sales. And the last thing there is, I think that ICT help SME to customize their marketing plan. So let's start our discussion today. For today, we will discuss about how to ICT assist SME in problem with suppliers. So before I start my discussion, let me introduce myself. My name is Lau Jiheng and my metric number is BB19110760. So today we will discuss 3 points. There is the challenge with supplier. First is supplier interruption and not on time. Then second is difficult to find a reputable supplier, and the third is damaged good and variable price. Nowadays, with the innovation of ICT, various digital systems are launched, such as e-procurement system. E-procurement refers to the electronic orders processing provided by internet technology and the enhancement of the management function of the buyer and the seller regarding the order processing. So it can speed up the procurement process. Then it will save a lot of manpower, improve the visibility of both partial information, increase operation efficiency and potential operation costs. So the ultimate expectation is to improve the delivery rate of goods and inventory turnover rate. So through this system, we can settle the first point that I discussed is supply interruption and not on time, and second is difficult to find reputable supplier. This is because through this system, we are not afraid to find merchants with no reputation because the background system has already analyzed and screened website. So through this, and it saves time, effort, and money to finish all raw material in a simple one click.
Next is cross-border logistics system. The professional logistics system is connected from the warehouse to manifest electronic system, and the customer can press an order at 24 hours. Then the suppliers also put the supply in the high efficient system due to it is safe to the customer without more than a week, and this logistics system is permanently updated and has professional IT maintenance. Then the shortage of supply and the cost price can be controlled. Therefore, the perfect logistic system created in information and communication technology is the lifeline of e-commerce survival and develop. Last but not least, do you think that ICT solve the problem of merchants and suppliers? From my opinion, my answer is yes.
My name is Nur Fatima binti Lurusi, and I will share the last part in our video, which is the conclusion of our meetings. First thing first, there are 5 categories that must be included in SME or in a business. Firstly is financial issues. There's a lot of flags that always happen to all SME in this category. The first thing that we can think directly is capital. Why? Because not all traders have enough capital to grow their business, and their knowledge about managing the financial resources is insufficient, and maybe they also do not know or do not realize about the government financial aids and maybe they do not get the initial fundings. Second category is human resources. In SME, they do not have enough employees and always got high turnover. And then they also have the employees which do not discipline. And also the next category is the marketing strategy. In this case, the traders do not using the social media to promote or doing the advertisement about their products, and they also do not have many promotional strategy, which is the business card, banners, or the signboard. The fourth category is the facilities, appliances, and layout. In this category, the barriers that they maybe faces is they have the small space and also do not have enough commercial kitchen appliances, and maybe their customer uncomfortable with their shop layout. And the last category is the problem with the supplier. There are two legs in this category. Number one, difficult to find the trusted supplier, and the number two is the delivery system is not good by the supplier. That's all from us. Thank you.